Okay, gravy. Okay, so we're working on some leg pummeling here from the Bodylock. This is the last Bodylock we're going to be doing until we move on to some new stuff. And I kind of demonstrated quickly like the little dilemma we're creating for the person with 3 moves, and I'll explain a little bit more in detail here. But let's jump right into it. So I've got Trey in the Bodylock, and just like we've been doing, I get my hands in position, I sprawl my one leg back, shift out to the side, and in this scenario we come up and Trey catches a half guard, but his feet are disconnected. And part of the reason why the feet would be disconnected in this scenario is that I'm going to be threatening with the 2 of the 3 previous moves that we did. So the first threat here is going to be the step over. So I'm going to look to get my elbow to the inside, pressure down, and if I can do it, and if Trey's feet are crossed here in a standard half guard, I'm just going to step over and pass from my standard Bodylock. But if Trey's reacting to that, and I'm trying my best to step over, but he's really giving me a hard time with this, I'm going to put my knee down, extend my right leg back, and shelf his leg and use my pass from week 3. So that's kind of like the little dilemma that we set up the last couple of weeks. What's going to happen here in this scenario is that I have a hard time doing both of those 2. So I'm in the Bodylock here, I try to step over, that doesn't quite work. I try to sprawl my leg back, but Trey's just really following me hard with that inside butterfly hook. So what I'm going to do here, I get my elbow to the inside, or I could use my tight waist, but I'll use my inside elbow for demonstration purposes. I get my elbow to the inside, I'm going to cut my right knee from my right to my left, and I'm going to take my left foot and use the shoelaces to extend Trey's leg out to the side. Once I get his leg split, I'm going to return my right leg back to kind of where it came from. So it came from here, boom, and I return it back to the previous position. From here, I'm going to start to drive my knee over Trey's thigh. As I do, I switch my head to the other side, and I'm just going to take my right leg and pivot into this leg ride position. And at this point, I can kind of step over and drive the legs to my finishing position. Using that leg sweep method that we used in some previous weeks, we use our left knee to feed it to our right and kind of get the legs shelved up. So one more time with this little leg pummeling series here, I get my Bodylock, boom, boom, I sprawl, shift out to the side, and we end up in the half guard. From here, I get my hands into this 10-finger grip, and I start to pry down. I try to step over, doesn't work. I try to extend my right leg back, that also doesn't work. So I'm going to shin slice or knee slice over from my right to my left. Because I have the left elbow here, it makes it hard for Trey to tip me to my right, and I use my toes here to catch that leg there. Once I have the leg caught, an additional thing that's important is I need my elbow connected to my knee. If it's disconnected, like if I'm here, Trey can just bring his leg up, boom, retain his guard. So my elbow and knee are connected, trapping that leg in place there. And then I'm going to drive my knee over Trey's knee. I then pull my right leg up and start to catch this position right here where I'm kind of in a leg ride, almost like a figure 4 triangle. And then to finish, I use my left knee to sweep. And I press Trey's legs over to my right leg, and I get them shelved up on my right thigh. So it's just a little bit of a leg pummeling series, so now we can use some of the previous moves all in unison, and based on what our opponent gives us, we can choose the appropriate move for the pass.